And it's going. Happy days.
Happy days.
Welcome to the show, mate.
Hey, thanks for having me on, mate.
Thanks for coming on, you fucking famous superstar, you.
I was pretty much the invisible man, mate.
Well, I actually thought that. I was going to bring it up with Phil yesterday. I had Phil Turner, the director, on yesterday for a little chat. Oh. I had Phil on yesterday, and I was going to bring it up, but I thought, bring it up with Chris tomorrow anyway.
Yeah.
Because I was like, because usually each person gets like a little segment, don't they? And they tell your story, and you had 30 seconds.
Yeah. I did like a 2-hour interview, and that's what they cut from it. I was like, brilliant.
They got. I was team captain of something or other, and he was like,
yeah.
Oh, brilliant. That was it.
Oh yeah. I was like, that was it. Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
It was one of those things. Like, I went on the show to raise awareness for Crohn's disease, something I suffer from. And the one of the producers or directors or whatever called me, and he was like, "Look, mate, we tried to make it fit, but it didn't really fit the script. Obviously, because I was smashing it, and my Crohn's wasn't having too much of an effect on me at the time. Because I managed it well. They were like, it didn't really play out, so we just couldn't fit it in, and and because to be honest, I was having I was fucking cold. I'm not gonna lie, but I was having quite a good time. I was joking around, and obviously on the show they want it's meant to be about struggle and deep
Phil saying that last night. He was saying how entertaining you actually were in the fact that you have that ability to show a sense of humor when things are fucking horrible. And I said to Phil, I went, I know you've got the SAS blokes there that have done it all. Yeah. But that's a huge side of the military. I served, so whenever we were cold, wet, and hungry, we would take the piss out of each other.
Yeah, you see,
that's part of the dark sense of humor that we all have. It's something that we have, and it's something that is needed because we go to some fucking shit places, so you have to have some sort of sense of humor.
Yeah, so. I mean, obviously, the clips of me are me sort of taking a piss. Quite literally, in the last episode, I was taking a piss.
Take a piss.
So it was just sort of it was the clip. I was there. That was my role, as it were. Was a bit of a joker, having fun. Yeah. But obviously, a lot of the show is about overcoming, difficulties and going through mental struggle. And to be fair, I didn't really go through any of that. I had fun with it. I kept up with everything. It's one of those things. So my character just played its role, but then I didn't get a chance to deliver my story.
I was a bit gutted for obviously our mutual friend in old Civil War, old Mark.
Oh yeah,
because. I said it to him. I said it to Phil, and he got jacked out on being one of the tallest, being at the back carrying that log. Really put a fucking strain on things. I think he would have done or gone a bit further if he hadn't have been.
Yeah.
But
again, what they didn't.
He was. I mentioned that you were planning on coming on the show, whether it was before the SAS podcast or whatever. Because obviously I had troubles getting a few of the contestants on. But he was saying how funny you were and things like that. The banter. There was a bit of banter between you two that was actually caught on screen, wasn't there? Where you
talking about penis.
You're talking about cocks again.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah,
literally. Why not? Everyone who knows me didn't expect anything else from me, but I guess
you don't want to be putting on a fucking persona. I'm this guy, exactly. And all your mates why are you being like that?
Yeah, there was no point in being anything other than myself. Obviously, that didn't get
a show anyway.
That didn't get me that much airtime, but that's not why I was on it. So
how's the
is what it is. It's all right. I'm seeing a specialist on Monday because I've got a bit of They're worried that there's permanent damage to it. So the people who run the show are getting me seen to a specialist. So they're looking after me.
It couldn't have hit you anywhere worse, could it really?
Oh, it's just so ridiculous.
Because that episode, I was like saying to me missus, because me and my missus have watched every episode since fucking the first series. So we're really, and I was like, jokingly, as I have done through everybody that's been on the show now, I'm like, it's my mate Chris there. He's fucking smashing it. And that thing smashed. I was like, for fuck's sake.
But I continued for like.
When I first saw it hit your face, I was like, he'll be all right. And then when they took the fucking bag off your head and you were like, can't see shit.
Oh, I couldn't fucking see, mate. It was awful. Because that light is really bright when you're in like seeing the umpire. Yeah, and like if you look at all the other contestants, they're all sort of like, because you've been like, you've had your eyes covered for so long, you're quite sensitive to light anyway. But obviously I'd lacerated my cornea. So as soon as that light hit me, it was like, oh, game over. Like, the pain.
Got full Michael Bisping eye you have, mate.
Yeah. But it was like, they don't show it, but like, it looks like I just got walked out the gate and, goodbye. I was actually like, I was lying on one of our dormitory beds for about an hour whilst they tried to sort out how to get me to hospital. And it took me about 3 hours to get to hospital. You know,
your side is literally the middle of nowhere, isn't it? It's like its own.
Yeah. I ended up sleeping on one of the like health and safety people for the show. I slept on his couch that night, where all the other people who had VW'd or got kicked out in the interrogation, they were all like 5-star hotel next door. I fucking sleeping on a couch, mate.
Yeah, I always think it's strange with certain VWs. Obviously, Ant or fucking Foxy or Bill or whoever, they come in and say, "Oh, good job, mate," and then there's others where they're like, "Nah, fuck off, mate. I haven't got time for you."
Yeah.
And
well, Foxy.
You got a fucking injury to the face, and it's like, well, where's the fucking DS? Why are they not coming to say hello? But I'm sure probably.
Foxy did actually come up and he was like, "Look, we've got to take your armband. I'm gutted for you because we all knew you were going to make it to the end." So it's kind of nice to hear that. But like at the time, I was just in so much pain. I was like, "Yeah, thanks, mate. Like whatever." Like,
definitely. Yeah, it's like it seemed that you've got one of those type of mindsets where it's not really phasing you what they're throwing at you. It's like you. Oh. It's not so much that you knew it was a fucking contest sort of game show sort of thing. So obviously you threw yourself in wholeheartedly, like all of them have done. But it affects people in different ways. Like you see, like that one chick that kept having panic attacks and things like that. So her mind was not in the right place to go through, and then you get some people that just.
You see, I think that's like again why I didn't get like the airtime, because like someone like Shaq was on it for like that deep reason of trying to get over panic attacks, trying to understand what her dad had gone through, and there was me like a posh wanker just sort of like walking along, going like, "Yeah, it's all right." Like you see in that clip after I'm caught pissing, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I think we could probably run." You know, it was too casual. So like, they were like, they wanted more of a sort of, like adventure sort of like, and
I know
people going through stuff.
Yeah,
like I was on it to like win it, as it were. I knew I was going to get to the end. I think I was never going to quit, and to be honest, they were never going to cut me like for being shit, because I was always one of the first people to do everything. So it was gutted to like not make it to the end.
It's sometimes worse, isn't it, when you come off from an injury, like.
Oh yeah, someone was trying to say like, at least you didn't quit. I'm like, yeah, but it was taken away from me. Like,
yeah, I never got. It's like I can sort of relate to that. I was on a promotion course, the first promotion course as you got the ladder in the infantry, and I did basically both my ankle ligaments on a loaded march. I literally rolled one, stepped forward a couple of steps, and did the other one. I was like, oh, this is fucking painful. managed to carry on the rest of the thing. Got sent to the med centre, and they were like, "Mate, your ankles are fucked." And I was like, "Yeah, but can I carry on though?" And they're like, "No chance." I was like,
yeah.
And
the
then,
thing was, like, my body was like putting up with it all. Like everyone else was like, nails were falling off and like knees were buckling and shit. I was fine, and then a fucking little twig to my eye, and I was fucked. I was just
that
ridiculous.
fucking twig, mate.
A fucking twig. If I ever go back to Scotland, I'm finding that branch. I'm fucking cutting that tree down.
Fucking snap it, set it on fire, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Get rid of it. Oh,
I felt bad because I was blaming one of the girls in my team for smacking me with a branch. Turned out it was the other bloke. I was like, "Sorry, love." She sent me a message going, "I knew it." I was like,
"Yeah, mate.
All right."
Yeah. Fucking. It's
always
always the
sorry, love.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Didn't mean it.
Yes. I was like, "Oh."
So what's been on your agenda today, then, mate? You've been
Oh, mate, just working hard. Like,
yeah, I see every now and then on like your Insta stories, like your fucking list that you've got of clients coming in and what have you. It just fucking looks flat out.
I did 10 hours today, and I was just like, I post those like lists because I'm like, people message me going like, "Can you do this time?" And I'm like, "No." And then they're like, "Oh, really? Can you not?" And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, just look at my diary." And then like other people message me, and I can't have unread messages on my phone. I hate it. It's like a pet hate. So I always read, even if I'm with my client, I'll read the message, but I won't reply. But then people are like, "I've seen you read it, so why aren't you replying to me?" I'm like, "Look at my timetable." Yeah.
Fucking busy, and I hate the fucking little red dot. All right.
I hate the little red dot. I can't take it.
I can't take it, mate. And I really hate it when you have to have your phone updated, but you've got like no battery, and you haven't got a charger.
Oh.
And you're like, "Oh, that's not going to go away until I go home now." Brilliant.
Yeah.
That can fuck
Keep
off.
that on.
That can fuck off in a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, but I know what it's like to be fucking. I used to do. So did fucking everyone in the world. I think I used to be a PT instructor when I was a wee lad. So before I joined the military, I was me and my brother. In fact, we were the co-managers, as it were. I wasn't. I like to say I was. Definitely wasn't. Yeah, when I was 18, getting ready to join the forces. So we used to work out at my old man's gym, and it's mad. Like, people want quick fixes all the fucking time, and it's like it doesn't work like that. If you don't put the effort in, you ain't gonna fucking change, mate. And it's like, well, how do I lose weight? Well, if you burn off more calories than you're putting in, you're gonna lose weight, mate. But
I mean, the crux of it is very simple, and people still just don't get it.
Yeah.
Like, but what about this diet? What about that diet? And you're like, every diet works the same way. It's a calorie deficit. You need to just stop eating so much. They're like, "Yeah, but I've heard the keto diet means I can eat all the fat I want." No. No. No.
It's like, "Hey, mate, how about you read a book?"
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, like, business is good, so I can't complain. It's just killing me right now. But I got some things in the pipeline to just streamline my business a little bit, so I don't have to put so many hours in.
That's good, though. That's good. So is it your gym, or do you just work out of someone else?
I just work out of a gym.
Yeah.
Don't want the stress of trying to run my own place. Like, go in, pay, leave when I want.
Yeah, I know what you mean, mate. Yeah, so we used to work out of my old man's gym, and then when that, because where we're from originally, so we're all from Hereford, me, my brother, and my family, and they're sort of on their way to normality now when it comes to things, but predominantly as I was growing up, Hereford is very much backwards compared to everybody else in the world. And fitness and the fitness industry is like that. It's like we had, I might be biased, but we had one of the best gyms within the county, but trying to get people in was just a nightmare. They were like, well, how much is it? It's like, well, it's this amount. Oh, I don't want that. It's like, you just told me you wanted to lose some weight. We've got 100% success rate at the minute. They're like, well, it's like, fuck off.
Oh, mate.
And they want things for free, don't they? And it's like, we got to make a living, you know. But unfortunately, it ended up closing. And my brother set up his own sort of gym, and it was. He'll be better off talking about it, but he's not here at the minute. It was sort of based around. Have you heard of Jim Jones, Mark Twight?
Yeah.
Yeah, the 300 guy. Yeah, so my brother's gym was very similar to that, with like very dark, dingy, no mirrors up, that sort of thing. I know you love a mirror.
Wow. Watch yourself. I work in a fucking posh gym in Chelsea, mate. Of course I love a mirror.
Of course you love a mirror. So is that have you always lived in Chelsea then?
Since I moved to London, yeah, pretty much. I've been in that area.
Yeah.
But I was born in New York, but I moved when I was like three or four to like, my parents lived down in Sussex. But I was at like boarding school most of the time, so I didn't really like. It's one of those things where I didn't really live anywhere like other than school. So
yeah.
people are like, "Where are you from?" I'm like, realistically, I say London because I spent more years in London than I did anywhere else.
Yeah, fair one. So, fucking what's boarding school like?
I loved it, mate. It's good times.
You get sort of mixed reviews on it, don't you? You get some people that are fucking parents put me into boarding school, and then you get people obviously like yourself, fucking brilliant.
I think people who resent it, well, they're probably bullied or something. I don't know. Like, it's great. Your parents paying all that money. You should respect them and appreciate it. I think. I made friends for life there. I've no complaints about it. Like, obviously, there's some shit things about school, but there's those shit things are in every school.
Yeah.
You know, no one wants to do exams, but you got to fucking do them at the end of the day. And you go to these schools, you're going to get good grades, realistically. Like,
yeah, in all fairness, that's the sort of reason why you pay the fucking money in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
Fair.
But it meant that I'm all right with, like, you know, eating shit meals and having a bedtime. I was trained from day one.
Still regimented bedtime, is it, mate?
Yeah, exactly, mate. So
you just don't have
everyone
to thrown in your
you know what? Everyone was exactly. Everyone was so annoyed on the course, like, because I could just fall asleep like that.
Yeah.
I was just like, because I wasn't stressed out. Like, all right, it's a bit unnerving just being shouted at 2 a.m. to wake up. But realistically, I'm tired. I'm like malnourished. If someone says lights out, I'm going to fucking bed.
Yeah.
I'm not stressing about it. I got to fall asleep. Like, I also slept fully clothed. I don't understand people who are getting changed. Like, what are you doing? Like, he's going to shout at us to wake up, and then you're going to have 1 minute to get ready. Now, if I go to sleep with everything but my shoes on, it means all I have to do is put my shoes on in 1 minute. That's fine.
That's exactly how basically most of the military guys would sleep. Like, my missus has said to me fucking countless times, like, she's seen me fall asleep fucking like, a bit like yourself until my fucking depression and anxiety fucking decided to take over my fucking head. I used to be able to just go to sleep. But I've sort of sorted that out. But yeah,
I can pass out mid-sentence.
Yeah, she's like, how did you fall asleep anywhere? And it's like, Kate, you do know that I served in fucking Iraq and Afghanistan where I had rockets fired at me.
Yeah.
And I slept through them because you got to get your sleep in.
Yeah, you have to. Exactly.
On one of the fucking nights, me and my best mate, Nick, we slept on our blast wall because there's a little ledge. We managed to squeeze on there. We used our body armor as a pillow, smock over us to keep us a bit warm. And fucking one of the best night's sleeps I've had. It was fucking lush, mate. So
yeah,
we refer to the way you said, like you get your head down. We called it MHD, maximum head down. So as soon as you had any downtime, fucking, if you manage to get some food in you, because obviously you're gonna need it to fucking pat about. But yeah, sleep, fucking best form of admin. That your body needs it.
I think that's what like a lot of people suffered with on that course, was like that sort of like, maybe they're not used to that discipline or that sort of like
yeah,
you know, sort of consistency.
Yeah.
But like realistically, if that's the only time you've got food, eat that fucking food. If that's the only time you got to sleep, get a fucking sleep. Like, you know, it's very simple, but like I guess some people, you know, stress and anxiety and stuff take over, or you know, they're not used to routines. I fall into routines really well, so after a few days on the course, obviously they wake you up at random times, so you can never get like too used to it.
Yeah.
But the days started to have some level of routine. You're always like waking up and you would do that challenge, and you come back for that meal, and you do that challenge. So like by the end, I was in like a routine. To be honest with you, I even started to poo more normally by the end of it.
Happy day.
At the start, not so much, but like that's another story.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking, because obviously you guys wouldn't have had the same. I take it you guys didn't have like military ration packs or anything like that they gave.
No, we were given like, you know, meals.
Yeah,
they weren't like,
so
they weren't like out of a bag or whatever.
Yeah, when we go in the field, obviously we'd have the boil in the bags, and they've got these fucking chemicals or whatever the fuck they've got in them, but it basically is designed to clog you up so you don't shit as much, because obviously you can't go around, right, I need a fucking shit. Obviously you got to fucking dig a hole and have a shit, but as if we're having a fucking conversation about shit, but who gives a fuck.
That's where most of my conversations go.
Yeah, you would have what is known as the ration pack shit, and it doesn't break. It is the fucking longest, hardest shit you'll ever have in your life, and it's bright orange. It doesn't matter what you eat; it's fucking orange, mate. And you're like, I don't recall eating any of that, but there it is in all its glory. To the point, right? To the point. While I was in Iraq, I had the fucking shits for a good couple of days. Like whatever I ate, it was coming out fucking liquid, horrible shit. And I was like, how am I gonna fucking stop this? I didn't have any fucking Dior-Lite or anything. I was like, fuck, my admin's up my ass. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll eat a couple of ration packs. That will fucking sort me out. I was eating their fucking biscuits and all sorts out of there. Fucking worked like a dream, mate. I was well clogged.
Sort it out.
Happy days, mate. I was fucking well sorted then.
To be honest, like it was all right. Like it was just, I think at the start it was just like, you give anyone enough rice and beans, they're gonna get a bit of the shits, or like at least like farting.
Oh yeah.
Everyone was like, there was like 1 or 2 days where there were trumpets going off because we had just had way too many beans. It was just like dignity's gone out the window.
I bet it was nice in there, mind. Opening up, I bet the DS loved opening up the door and go, fuck you.
Yeah. Well, there was like, there was a draft through that fucking room anyway. Fuck, it was so cold. You see me most of the time in the background just hugging there was like a fire in the back. Yeah, I saw that. So there was like a pole. I spent the whole time by that pole just sort of hugging it. The only warm thing.
Keeping yourself warm, mate. It's good admin at the end of the day. Did they give you like the issue sleeping bags, as we'd call it, like the Arctic type sleeping bags?
Yeah, we had
the big green slug.
Yeah, I think we had those. Like, we had a decent sleeping bag.
Yeah.
I didn't use it. I didn't use it for the first few days because I was just like, I'm not gonna it's gonna stress me out. Like the whole trying to get ready in 1 minute. I was like, I'd rather have my Bergen packed ready, and I'll just be a bit cold during the night. And I was, but
some of the things that you guys were going through sort of reminded me of one of my exercises up in Otterburn in Newcastle area, where it pretty much rained for the entire 3 weeks we were there. I think we had 1 day where it was bright sunshine and everything, and they made us do river crossings just to be fucking dickheads. So we were pretty
Make
much
sure
wet.
you got wet.
Yeah, we were pretty much wet. And I found that if I had my socks, obviously foot admin is fucking highly important. If I took socks off when we weren't getting woken up like you guys, so we had enough downtime to. But the drying room that we had, it had that much wet kit in it. It just wasn't fucking drying anything. So what I would do, I'd literally stuff it down the bottom of my sleeping bag. And when I went to sleep, obviously I'd be zipped up and all my body heat would go into my sleeping bag and all my shit was nice and dry by the fucking morning. I was well chuffed.
Oh, that's quite clever.
Fucking
I bet you fucking stank, though.
Oh, yeah, 100%, mate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's nice smells. It doesn't matter how many times you fucking shower when you're down there. You're like, fucking hell, I just stink.
Oh. Yeah, it took me a few days to get that stink out. I'm not gonna lie.
I bet. So would you do it again if you were offered, like?
100%. Yeah. It was fun, but I'd much rather do it in like a warm country. I'm very much one of these people who. I go to Thailand every year and I wear jeans and a jumper. Like I like being hot. Like so, the cold was the only issue, but I'd still do it again. Like it was fun.
Like I said, I sent that to Mark. I was like, they obviously did Senny Bridge in Wales in the first one. They then went to the jungle. They then went to the desert. They then went to the Arctic. And I was like, oh, they might go back to the desert and do another hot one.
I thought it was going to the desert.
And then it fucking, in the first episode, it flew over. Now in the Isles of Skye, I was like, I bet they are gutted that they've gone there.
Yeah, because we fucking turned up at the airport going, ooh, what exotic country are we going to? Fucking Inverness. Oh, great. Because I couldn't do that on the weekend if I wanted to anyway. Fuck's sake. But it is beautiful there. I will give that to Scotland. It was gorgeous. I did
say that to the missus. There's a few clips in the your last episode as well, where they're like panic. I think you were just before you got captured.
When we're crossing the water.
When you're crossing the water, I was like, that is fucking lush.
Yeah. I mean, some of the views were amazing, but you're just like, it's still fucking Scotland. Like, fuck, I could go there tomorrow if I wanted.
Yeah.
Could I go to like the Andes? Probably not. Like, so
yeah.
So fuck's sake. But yeah, it was the cold. It was just once you get that cold, you're like,
episode the cold didn't be bothering you too much when you were crossing the fucking river and decided to go, I'm gonna go full top off moment.
Wow, that there was thinking there. I was like, rather than have to like get another dry kit out and have a wet kit, I was like, just take my top off. It's a very short walk. Oh, do you know how much I regretted that when I got rugby tackled down onto the ground? I was like, fuck. fuck. Then I was thinking, at least that would make good TV.
Yeah.
They fucking barely showed me, cunts. They cut so many cool bits.
I thought, I was saying this to Phil yesterday, I was like, when the Bravo team got into the fucking house, and I said to me missus, I went, they fucked up here, and she was like, really? They've made it to the fucking RV point? I went, yeah, they haven't put any sentries out or anything, though, have they?
Yeah.
I was like, what? I went, well, they're going to get fucking bombarded in a minute. As soon as they realise there's nobody fucking watching them, and they're all there, cozy by the fire.
Someone took their shoes off. Like, what?
Yes, mate. I was like, they fucked up. But I also gave fucking props to you guys for this series. The way it seems like you guys all listened to like the brief on what happens when you get fucking captured, because all the clips that I've seen, all you guys were doing exactly as you were told. Like, they ask you your name, you give it to them. What are you doing? You try and stay to your cover story the best you can, and then like Kim, the Asian.
Yeah, Kim. Yeah.
Blurt in with the fucking fucking good on you. Fucking get amongst it. And it's like I was like, hopefully they get fucked over in a minute. I want to see them suffer.
I think the next episode you'll see a little bit of some cracking, I reckon.
Yeah.
But
don't you spoil it.
I was in interrogation in that fucking like little room for about 5 hours, and I didn't get asked a single fucking question. So angry.
Really?
I was like, can I at least? I know this fucking story. I've learned this backstory, and then they were like going through all the other recruits first. I must have been one of the last people, and like by the time they were like 4 or 5 hours in, they were like, I was like, I can't wait any longer.
Just fucking stood up in the middle of it. Can you ask me a fucking question?
Yeah, can you fucking ask me what I do for a living and why I'm in Scotland? Fuck's sake. Can you ask me about fishing? No.
Oh yeah, that's your backstory at fishing in fucking.
Yeah,
Scotland.
no, some fucking International Fishing Federation or something like that.
Yeah.
Forgotten it now. Never asked me. Never needed it. Got rid of it. Jeez.
Yeah,
No, but
yeah,
no, I think like Kim seems to be doing like I mean I never saw the interrogation because obviously you've got your mask on the whole time.
yeah,
And like you've got like baby noises or whatever in your ear, so you can't even hear what's going on. The stress positions are fucking shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like I thought the baby noises were gonna be what like was gonna be the hardest bit of the whole thing for me, and it wasn't that bad. Like when you're in the stress position, I really couldn't bear. I could barely hear what was going on in the headphones.
Yeah.
I was like, whatever. Like it's a bit of noise. It's annoying, but like my glutes though, like my ass was just on fire. Like sitting like for like this, like nah, mate. When they took me to see the umpire finally, and that was just to be like, I am the umpire. I cannot be faked or whatever. I was like, mate, my eye hurts. Like, shut up. But he was like, I couldn't walk. They got me up to like walk to him. I was like, my legs aren't fucking working. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, you carry me for a bit, mate.
Just gone to sleep, mate.
Like my legs were just like fucked.
Yeah.
Plus, there was one point where, so after I came back from the umpire, they put me back in the room. I was sitting there for like another hour or two, and I was literally like, my eye was starting to really burn. So I went to like just put my finger up to like just scratch or like try and push the lid around, see if it helped at all. Well, fucking hit in the back of the head by whichever cunt was behind me. They're like, don't try and take your mask off. I was like, I can't see out that eye anyway, you prick. I can hear one of the other guys laughing, like, because they were like, oh, fucking Chris is going off on one again. I was like, I can't see. I'm not trying to see. I'm trying to, like, just fucking touch my eyeball, you. Ah.
Yeah. So here's a quick one for you. Talk us through all that fucking snot that was going on.
Oh, fuck me, mate.
That makes some good telly, that.
Oh, yeah. That made some great memes on fucking Twitter. To be fair, I enjoy that type of banter. So, like, I saw them. I was like, well played, well played. Oh, mate, I couldn't even.
Just applauded. Good one.
Yeah, I was like, that is good banter. I'll take that. No, it was. I mean, I don't even remember because I was in so much pain, mate. Like, but obviously, like, my nose just clearly starts and just like goes. I'm like, Sandeep, mate, help a brother out. Like, fucking just give me a Kleenex or something, mate. Oh, it just lets me stand there as it gets longer and longer.
Do you know who I am? You're a fucking umpire, mate.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking tissue.
I am just glad I didn't stick my tongue out and try and eat it. Like, that would have been worse. I was just wet. I was wetting myself when I saw that. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake. So my only little bit of screen time, and I'm fucking got bogey coming out my nose.
You were that kid at school with all the snot everywhere.
Yeah.
You were that kid.
Yeah. That's what happens when you take someone out of Chelsea for a while. So used to banging up loads of coke. My nose is moving. Yeah, don't quote me on that.
Oh, I might do. I'll put that in the caption. I just had Chris on. There's loads of coke.
Yeah.
He's basically Pablo.
He was actually on a come down when he was in interrogation, and that's what happened. That's why I left.
Snot and a bit of the fucking devil's marching powder.
Oh, I would have been good to go, mate.
Yeah. You like, and I have a little bit more, and then we'll just crack on all night. We'll start a business. So, what was your favourite fucking part of it?
Favourite part. I quite like the murder ball bit, but again, they motherfuckers cut so much. Like, I scored the most points on my team. Like, fact.
You were talking about, mate.
But then, when they were talking me through the episode, I was like, wait. So they don't show my awesome individual efforts. They were like, oh no, we're gonna show it more as a team thing. I was like, great.
There was no team. There was me.
Oh.
It was me.
It was meant to be SAS with Chris, and instead it was they cut it. No, I found that quite fun.
What did you make in the million? Who did you fight in the million?
Oh, I punched up Carla, didn't I? Fucking hell. The lovely mother of 4 who just got back from cancer, and there's posh cunt over here punching her in the face. So I'm like, yeah, people aren't going to like me.
Yeah, I've spoke about this on a couple now. It's one of those sort of catch-22s, isn't it? You've been told that you have it, and
she was a really good lass about it, and they've signed up for the fucking show. So I didn't really get it. Everyone was crying afterwards and being like, it's emotional. But you signed up for the show, you know it's going to happen. Carla was Carla was such a good lass.
One of the blokes or a couple of blokes is going to end up fighting a chick.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be me, 100%.
Oh yeah, you're the posh cunt from Chelsea. They're going to
They're obviously going to test my
They had one posh cunt from Chelsea and a celebrity one, so they thought we'll have another one.
Yeah, exactly.
little left mouthy though, I've seen.
I knew it was going to happen, so I was like, they want to put themselves against men. They want to, be able to do SAS, which means they have to fight against men. Then it's a fair game. And she was, 100%, I felt bad afterwards. It's no fun hitting a woman, no, not lie. But she was like, I'll do that again. And I was like, oh, I don't need to worry about you then.
You're fucking.
I was like, well, all right. So they cut it, but she hit me in the nuts.
Ooh.
So as soon as she did that, I was like, you know what? I don't feel guilty anymore, love. Fighting dirty.
You're like, fuck this, gloves are off, love.
Yeah. Round 2, I will kick you in the vagina. Maybe not. She's a. But no, you see her in the clip, me proper smack her in the face, and she was quite funny about it. She was like, "Oh, I'd done some boxing training before coming on the show, and he taught me a few combinations, and I was so ready to kick your ass. And then when he said go, I was obviously twice as fast as her, so I just immediately punched her in the face. And if you've never been punched, you don't really know what to do when you get punched. So then it was just very easy to just keep popping her in the face.
Yeah, it's not a very natural being punched in the face.
Oh, but I've done white collar boxing, so I'm used to taking hits, but obviously if you're not, you don't know how to defend. Yeah. So
yeah, I did a white collar as well a couple of years back. Knockout, second round.
Woo! Undefeated.
Yeah. Yeah, fucking good though. Well, so what did you know there was going to be a mole?
No, we'd all. I think everyone on it had seen the previous series or whichever series it was when there was that female mole.
Oh, the Swedish one.
Yeah. So everyone was going, accusing everyone of being the mole or whatever. So it wasn't a grand unveil. I remember standing in the parade square when Ant Middleton was like, "Oh, we've had eyes everywhere. We've heard everything." And I was like, this is good TV. And then Jay came out and I was like, this is really good TV. I will enjoy watching this. But it wasn't like, oh my god, there's a mole. Like everyone had like sort of guessed there would be a mole.
Yeah. I thought that, and I thought they could have.
Well, he's got like 100,000 followers now. Jeez.
Of course he has.
Well, I mean, this is not Love Island. I am surprised by that.
I'm gonna have to get amongst the Love Islanders to get some fucking more listens on my fucking podcast. But I'm joking. But what was I gonna fucking say? I got out of my head. Never mind. Well, I thought he came across quite well anyway. I think
he was a nice bloke. I liked him.
And then he was like, "I'm gonna have to fucking proper beast him now that I'm one of the DSs because they've seen me do it all to them." It's like, mate, if anything, go easy on him a little bit.
Yeah, be a nice guy, mate. Yeah, it was nice actually. Like when we did the double rope thing.
Yeah.
So he did the demonstration of that, and it took him like 4 attempts to do it correctly, and then I did it on my first go, and then I got off like the other side having like nailed it, and I got a bit emotional because I'm fucking scared of heights.
Yeah.
And he came over and he was comforting me. He was a proper like top lad, and he was like, he cheered me up by simply going, "Mate, you made me look shit. You did it better than me." And I was like, that's a good point.
Give me your fucking wings. I'm a fucking.
I was like, yeah. If you want me to take over as the DS, I will.
Yeah.
I will step in, mate. Go back to barracks now.
No, I always wondered like there's certain things that they show the DS like demonstrate. I'm like looking and thinking, did they do that really in the first attempt?
Oh, you know what? Like everything else was like fair play to them. Like the boat one where we did the ladder.
Yeah.
Genuinely, they did it when the boat was like flat out moving, and I remember just sitting there going like, "Oh, that's some James Bond shit right there." Like it was epic.
Yeah.
And I was so glad they cut they did that sort of backwards dive.
Yeah.
And I remember Ant Middleton standing on top of this thing. I'm bricking it. I'm scared of heights. I'm like, ugh, fuck this. And then he starts giving it one of his big boy speeches. And I remember just thinking like, well, it's all right for you. And I was saying this to like some of the other recruits. I was like, it's all right for him because he doesn't have to fucking do it. He'll just give it one of them. And then obviously they do it and nail it. And I was like, I was like, cut that.
You can't cancel last.
I was like, shut up.
The funny thing is, I've got Kirsty coming up on the 19th, so I will 100% be discussing her failed backwards dive.
Oh, that Kirsty, yeah. She's a good lass. I know her from London.
Oh, I thought you might.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not so much that she didn't do it; it's the noise that came out that is. Yeah. It's like,
You missed the best thing. You missed Civil War boxing because his fight against Ollie was the best thing I saw on that show. Because oh my god, the man can't punch, but he still won the fight. But it was like this.
Oh, proper cat fight.
Oh yeah, it was brilliant. But obviously he's a big bloke, so even pouring someone was still enough to win the fight.
He was saying that his motivation, he was trying to get all the hatred that he's had, all like the fucking gay bashing, all the trolling that he's had for being civil. He was trying to use that as his fuel to fight, and then he got paired with the other gay guy. He said,
"Yeah,
Ollie, he was like, can't use that now.
So I'm now gay bashing.
Go full feline and start fucking."
Yeah, it was brilliant. I actually did a boxing class with him on the weekend just gone. It was fantastic. I love the bloke. I'm gonna go to see his. I'm gonna go see his drag show next. It's that next weekend, I think.
Is that in his and you got like Sybil's Place or something. Is that right?
Oh yeah. Sybil, yeah.
I didn't make it up. Did I?
No, I don't think that sounds right. Sybil's Place. Sybil.
We'll go with that. It is now.
It is now, but I'll be there.
Yeah, but he was fucking top bloke. He was
Top
the
bloke.
first of you SAS Series 5 contestants to come on the podcast, and he was just so down to earth. And I keep saying that, my Mr. says, you've got to stop saying that everyone's down to earth. Of course they are. I'm like, yeah, but there's a lot of people that are stuck up their ass, especially when they've been on telly for a couple of minutes.
Well, I wasn't, so.
Yeah, you don't count, mate. You're just you're just a Chelsea one of us. So.
I was a very good drinking game, to be honest. Because if you watch the episodes back and you do a shot every time you see my face, you will get quite drunk. Not like when I speak, but just when you see my face, it pops in a lot. It's like that. Oh, there I am. Shot. Oh, there. Shot. You'll get quite plastered.
Yeah.
Because basically, I was getting a lot of like ag from all the people I know going like, are you even in the show? Are you really in the show? So I had to come up with like something to get back at them. So I was like, all right, you fucking play that game. Let me know about
every time I'm on screen.
Yeah.
Tell me how your hangover is, pal.
Yeah, exactly. And then tell me I'm not on the show. You
motherfuckers. Did Sam give you any tips?
I thought it was quite funny. Like, obviously, I was not telling people I was on it, and then they gave me boots like 2 weeks before I went out there. So I was trying to wear in the boots. I was literally going to work in them.
Yeah.
And obviously, I trained Sam. So he looked and he was like, "I recognise the boots." He was like, "Oh, you fucker!" And I was like, "Yeah, mate." I was like, "Shh."
I'm sure telling him to shush must have been a hard thing.
I think like I can't remember. He gave me. I can't remember the advice he gave me, to be honest. I think it was mostly like, he was like, wear the boots, in which I was already doing. And then it was like, you just said Foxy's a good lad, which isn't really advice. I mean, it's true. Foxy is a good lad.
He seems the most genuine out of all of them. Ollie doesn't really say much on the show. Billy looks like he'd probably just have a fight with anyone.
You know what? Yeah.
And then you got Ant. Every time I see Ant on the telly, I'm like, I don't know how to take you. I don't know if we would be friends.
I don't think you would.
No, I don't think so either.
Not if you're taller than him.
How tall is he?
He's not tall at all. Is that 5'6" or something?
Oh, we'll go with that. I'm 5'6". I'm a little dwarf, man.
Okay, well,
which I was actually happy about because I had Josh Bridges, the CrossFitter, on the show the other week, and he's only 5'5", so definitely won it. Completed, mate. CrossFit completed now. But yeah, I said on one of my first ever podcasts, because I used to do the podcast literally in here, talking to myself. So that was my podcast.
Just you talking to you.
Yeah, basically, it was my way of airing all the fucking annoying things that were buzzing about my head. I didn't know how to get rid of it. But anyway, and that was when Sam was on Celebs Go Dating, and I would bring it up every now and then because he was my guilty pleasure. I was like, I think he's brilliant. I was like, he's the funniest person I've ever seen on TV. He needs to just be on TV all the time. And then when I found out that he was coming on SAS Who Dares Wins, I was like saying to the missus, like, this is going to be brilliant because he's not going to be able to shut up when they're shouting at him. I'm going to tell you now. And she was like, I think he will. And I went, he won't.
He won't. He was brilliant on that show. Like, to be honest, like I rewatched some of the clips now, and he was brilliant. Like, to be honest, like I watched that and I was like, you know what, I'd probably talk back. But then I was able to bite my tongue when I was there because I was like, I don't want to be the guy who's getting everyone to do extra burpees. It was that simple.
Yeah.
Where I'd normally, if someone shouted at me, I'd fucking give them a piece of my mind. In this, I was like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. So like Sam obviously like bit too many times, and like fair play to the guy. Like, I think if I did that, I'd got more screen time, to be honest.
Yeah. You should have done. You should have been there.
I should have talked back. About yeah.
You should have just been a dick, and then you'd have all the screen time, mate.
I really tried.
In saying that though, if you were a dick and they thought you were being a false dick, they would have just fucking taken your arm back. They would have cut you off. I think on that show, it's sort of pays to be a bit of a grey man. Not that saying that you was, because obviously that even Phil was saying how funny you was, and they had to cut bits of it out because you were so fucking hilarious on there. But on certain shows, it's like you can see the ones that are going to go far because they sort of blend in with everyone. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I didn't even know you were on the show, you cunt. Where have you come from?
Yeah, that was the annoying thing, because I was not appearing in the first episodes. Everyone was like, he's won it. Obviously, he's won it. And everyone knows me, knows I'm competitive, and I would have gone the distance. So, like, everyone just assumed. So then, like, after that last episode, they were all like, what the fuck? Like, also, because none of my story came out. The whole reason I was on the fucking show didn't come out. So I was like, great.
It's annoying that they said that it doesn't fit the narrative, because
it's a load of bollocks, to be honest.
It's still a big thing, really. You're doing one of the toughest shows out there.
It should have fit the narrative more, because realistically, I was still considered one of the strongest people, despite having a chronic illness, that is made worse through mental and physical stress. So the fact that I was not suffering more as a result,
for a good example for that, one of my buddies that I served with actually got medically discharged for having Crohn's disease, because he couldn't obviously deal with the physical stresses and things like that. So they were like, sorry mate, we're gonna have to fucking get. And then there's yourself that's fucking smashing it. Yeah,
so it's a bit annoying, but it is what it is. Like, I can't.
I'll give Phil a text and say, fucking, you've messed up here. You need to go back and
just message him and go like, that's a documentary in itself, Lil. Yeah. Come on.
Just do a documentary on Chris.
Yeah. Just
scrap your Mike Tyson, your fucking Tyson Fury documentary. Get rid of it. Just do Chris, and we'll call it Just Do Chris.
I'm in.
Old. Well, you have to be in. You're the star of the show.
Wow. I'd still somehow get cut, I reckon.
Yeah. It'd still cut you out.
Yeah.
Just have interviews with your fucking family, mate.
Yeah, well, fuck. My missus was very pleased that, the home video you get sent.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was so pleased mine wasn't shown, and I was like, of course mine wasn't shown. Like,
I wasn't really there.
And kept calling me gay, so I'm pretty sure that when my home video was shown and my girlfriend was on the screen, he was like, oh, fuck. What?
That's why that branch was there, mate.
He did
that branch was planted, mate.
There's probably like nothing wrong with my eye, and then Sunbeat just when checking it poked his finger in it.
Like that, fuck.
Yeah.
That's a fucking dirty trick.
It was like, we're gonna have to have it removed. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get rid of the eye. You're gonna have to have a pirate patch.
I found that funny because I went back to work like a few days afterwards, but I had a patch on and then I had like dark glasses on, and everyone was like, God, Chris, we know you're a bit like different, but that's a bit douchey wearing sunglasses inside the gym whilst PTing. And I was like, I've got an injury. So now they finally like remember it. So they're like, oh, that's why you were being a cunt and wearing sunglasses inside. And I was like,
that's why you're being a cunt with sunglasses.
Yeah. I'm like, thanks. Fucking wandering around like Stevie Wonder, and it was for a real reason.
I'm not doing this for fucking fashion. I'm not doing it because my future's so bright. I go wear sunglasses all day.
I was like, all right, they are trendy,
I'm
but
fucking
don't hold
when
it.
I'm here with my fucking pirate patch on.
Yeah. I actually started.
You've got all the tattoos, so you just stick a patch on, put a little pirate hat on.
Yeah, happy days.
Sorted. Get someone to kick you in the shin, walk around with a limp. Bosh. It gives you an excuse to get a parrot or a monkey, just to cut
I'll be on Pirates of the Caribbean next.
Yeah, mate. What was that? Pirates of the Caribbean 8 or whatever they're on now.
Yeah, sure. Fuck knows. I think it's quite like everyone's messaged quite a lot of messages on Instagram or Twitter or whatever going like, "Oh, you're gonna apply for the next season?" I'm like, I don't think it works like that. I don't think I can just be there's always next year.
It's not like fucking Hell's Kitchen when you come off with an injury and they're like, well, you can come back on to see if you're any good at being a chef. It's not
like... Mark was saying he was going to reapply. I was like, it doesn't work like that, guys. You can't just like, oh, there's always next year.
Yeah, because your story, well, not yours, your story was cut out.
Yeah.
But everybody else's story is like,
I have a good chance of coming back next year.
And then they'll be like,
no one will remember me. They'll be like,
sort of remember you, but I don't believe you're on there. So yeah, come back on.
Who is that guy?
We're going to the desert, so you're fine.
Yeah. There's no branches anywhere.
No, none.
I'd probably end up with like sand in my eye or something.
Or a bit of sand, a bit of dust.
Yeah. Number 10 has had to leave because of more shit in his eye. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Especially in your Middle East, it will literally be shit in your eye.
Yeah.
So there is a fucking Noah poo story for you. When I was in Kandahar, our compound was literally next to a massive pond that was called Poo Pond. So basically, all the camp's fucking sewage went into this one fucking pond, and that was next to our compound. So our compound just literally smelt like shit. And then when you think about it, you're like, all that fucking dust particles and God knows what is going to have shit in it. So I'm just going to be breathing in shit all day. All day, fucking every day.
Everyone with pink eye at the end of it.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Oh, unfortunately, Chris, I'm going to have to fucking cut this a bit short in a minute. I've got my shit admin. I was saying at the beginning about fucking chargers. I ain't got a charger. And my fucking iPad has decided to go to 3%.
So if you suddenly disappear, I know you haven't just cut me as well.
I haven't just gone, right, I'm fucking cutting this because
it
doesn't really exist. So
no one knew he was on the show.
I've gone back to the fucking original podcast where I'm sat talking to myself. It's like I've put God knows how many posts out saying, I've got a Chris Barker coming on from SAS Who Dares Wins, and everyone's gone, who?
Who?
What do you mean who? You know, the guy with the tattoos. The guy with all the tattoos. What? Fucking the guy that's getting to the front? No, the other one. What other one?
There's no other to it.
But yeah, I've said this to be fair, all the guests I've had on recently have been fucking brilliant, and and having chemistry like this when you've never even met someone is nice. And I'd love to have you back on the show again, mate, to have a bit of a longer chat. I'll make sure my brother's here next time. He did text me. He was like, I'm ready. I'm like, we're in full flow now. You come in, you're gonna ruin it. So but yeah, I'll make sure I charge up everything fucking properly, and I'll get you on, mate. Definitely 100%. Get you back on again, because mate, I could talk about you not existing for. It's been really nice to have you on, mate. In all seriousness.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure.
And hopefully, I can get in touch with you again a bit closer to the time to see if you still fancy having a kickabout against Spurs.
Mate, I'm so down for that.
That's fucking awesome. That's awesome.
So down for that.
Yeah. we're literally at the stage now. We're just getting the deposit fucking sorted, and then that's them booked. Getting the pitch all fucking sorted. My brother's got the kit fucking sorted.
Oh, fucking right.
So
I'll make sure I've got my boots ready to go.
I'll ping you a message, ask you what number you want. Not sure
10,
if you want the 10.
Fucking right. People have got to know who I am.
I might put on there 10. Well, maybe it was 10. Nobody knows 10 didn't exist. But it just went 9, 11. But yeah, mate, I'll be in touch to get all that fucking sorted and get you down there.
Sounds good, man.
Nice one, mate. Well, cheers again for coming on.
Pleasure, bro.
Always a privilege, never a chore.
Yeah.
Cheers,
I'm always
buddy.
around. No, bro.
See you later.
Bye.